Yo, it's a sugar shack. Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sugarshack podcast. My name is Bryce, and I am your host. And tonight we are at a sold-out Sugarshack experience. Come on, give it up, everybody in the crowd. Yeah. We're here with Coyote Island. Come on, how awesome was their session? Give it up one more time for Coyote Island.
Thank you so much.
We've been eating good. We've been drinking good. It's been an
night.
awesome night. Yeah. How you guys feeling?
Great.
Amazing, bro.
Great.
All right, so some context. We all know each other, which is pretty cool. We've all gotten to, you guys have been here before, which is awesome. And I've gotten to spend some time with you guys one way or another over the past year. Welcome back. It's great to have you back.
Thank you, Bryce. It's great to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know, what's changed for Coyote Island, like, since you were here? Like, from then to now, what's changed in the past year?
We have a drummer.
Oh,
That's true.
we have Ryan. We got our drummer, Ryan, and also our brother and our best friend. And so that's been huge. Just the band chemistry is feeling complete. And we also got a booking agent, so we've been touring a lot more this year. We have our manager, Ian. So yeah, our team is growing, and I think our sound is growing too. And yeah, hopefully we sound a little better since last time. I don't know.
Yeah, it was sick. You guys sound really tight. And I mean, it's great. Just, I mean, I know you guys are on tour, so you're playing a lot, but it really just shows you guys sounded really good, really locked in. It was awesome. Yeah. Loved the jams, loved the instrumental jams, and just rocking the fuck out.
We've definitely been incorporating a lot more jams into our set.
Yeah.
And following the audience's lead there. You know, we love to jam, but you know, you've got a lot of times we're the opening band, so we have a tight 45 or a tight 35 or 30. But even on those short sets, we started bringing it in, and the response was incredible. So I wouldn't necessarily say we're a jam band, but we've definitely been bringing
jamming.
We like it.
We're
yeah.
jam adjacent. So, and that's been a really cool. It's something that's important to all of us individually. So bringing it onto the stage now is really, really exciting.
True.
Yeah.
What's been like the most fun thing about getting out on the road? Like, I remember back a year ago, like, it was just like you were just trying to get Coyote Island off the ground. You just wanted to see it kind of expand and see people hear about it more. So, like, what are some highlight experiences so far now that it's happening?
Garrett, you want to tell them about California? We just
Sure. I mean, we've kind of been all over the country this year. We've did 3 weeks all around Midwest and, toured not so.
Because you're from Maine, right? So
We're
context,
from Maine.
right?
Yes,
You're
we're
all
from Maine.
Yeah.
about as far away in America as you can get with being on the same part of the continent. Yeah. But I mean, as far as like highlights of stuff, like, I mean, we just played Alta Music Festival in September, and that was just incredible to be able to be on the big, festival stage and feel that and get to feel that energy from, kind of more people that had no clue who we are and, feel it work in front of other people that, have never heard of us before. So it was a lot of fun.
We got to meet Bone Thugs and Harmony too.
That was dope. We ate spaghetti right next to Bone Thugs and Harmony. You would think
Sublime.
you would
Sublime
think,
with Rome.
Yeah, you would think these big bands, they have some crazy situation of catering and this and that. It's like, no, Bone Thugs are still eating the same, like, kind of half-cold spaghetti that we're eating as well. It's like sitting on a plastic table. Like, looking like that's Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I think it was mac and cheese, actually.
Yeah.
Like carrot cake and mac and cheese.
It was good. It was good food.
They were digging in.
Yeah.
We got to hang a little bit with the Sublime with Rome squad.
Yeah.
They're great.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was our first West Coast trip.
Yeah.
Which was really amazing. We started in like the Bay Area and made our way down, got to visit our label, Ineffable. And yeah, it's great to get away from home and always nice to go back to home as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the highlights too, just non-show related, are we all travel really well together. And I don't know if y'all have ever traveled with people who don't travel well together, but it's like it can be a really awful, trying
don't
experience. Don't do it. So I think some of the highlights for me are just like late nights getting back to the hotel. We have this weird routine where we'll get to the hotel and we'll be like so excited to get home and get unpacked. But then we end up parking at the hotel and sitting for like 45 minutes laughing and
Smoking weed.
decompressing. I mean, a little joint, but we just sit in the car and like play tunes, bumping weird music. And we just laugh for like 45 minutes before it's like 2:30 in the morning. We're like, "All right, we should probably go in there.
It's called being delirious.
Yeah. Sounds like
enjoy
the end
it.
of session.
We enjoy it a lot.
Sounds like the end of
We
session.
really love sitting in cars and parking lots.
Yeah.
Loitering.
You got
Yes.
to. Yeah.
Best.
I remember I've actually spent some time with these guys,
Yes,
and we were
tell
in
them,
Maine,
Bryce.
and I remember just opening up car doors and just bumping music and just being like,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah!" It's like,
Yes.
y'all do that in Maine, I guess.
Yeah,
just
or like
Bryce
make a
can
have
demo.
little car parties.
We would make a demo and go out in the car and listen.
Listen
Yeah,
to it.
exactly. You got to.
Yeah, Bryce
The
came
car
up to
ride.
Maine to hang out and record his album.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about that at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Sun State Blues.
Yeah, it's great. Mike and I actually met over a year ago at their first session, and I mean, it was like just connecting with you guys, and it was just one of those moments, you know. And so out of that, a relationship grew, and I was looking for somebody to record the EP with, and I just felt like I was like, Mike's the guy, man.
was
I remember
honored.
talking to Eddie. I was like, Mike's the guy, and so.
man.
We followed through on it. We made it happen and spent 5 days together in Maine and on Coyote Island and had a great time and
Nice.
just recorded the bones of the project
Yeah.
and brought it back home and finished it. And Ryan played drums on it. Brian played drums on my EP, which is pretty awesome. And Mike's on there. He produced it and
It was amazing.
shredded some guitar and shit like that. All the weird trippy shit that's, Mike inspired, and it's awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for just believing in Sun State and just
Of course,
supporting it and pushing it with me, So thank you guys.
We were
Yeah.
honored. We were flattered that you wanted us to be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're a great songwriter, Bryce.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
your
yeah.
vision.
Hell
Yeah, if you don't know, Bryce is an amazing musician. So go listen to Sun State Blues right
Fuck
now.
yeah. Local music.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Well, back to Coyote. That's why we're here, right? So.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see Bryce cakes. Chicken fried Bryce.
Yeah, Oh, do you guys have good nicknames that you come up with? More? Okay.
Definitely.
I
Just
never
for
heard
you,
that
though.
one.
Yeah,
Only
chicken fried
for you.
Bryce. I like that one. Dude, Mike, Ryan, and I went to this fair. What did we go to, Mike? What did we
It was an
called
amusement park.
Funtown Splashtown USA.
Funtown, Splashtown,
It's
USA.
in Saco, Maine. And
Yeah.
it hasn't been updated for like 70
They were
years.
playing a gig. Y'all were playing a gig, and so we just came out.
We had a
and
gig
tagged
there.
along, Yeah.
Actually, the best part of that gig was that they were like, it's sold out.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, this is going to be wild. Like, we're playing a sold out show at a really strange amusement park. And then, like, we were kind of nervous. And, like, when they let the gates open, I just remember all these, like, 50, 60 plus drunk people running in and bolting past the
Beelining
stage
it past
to go
the
play
stage.
rides and,
Yeah.
like, drink beer.
Yeah.
They were not there to
No.
see us at all.
No, I think I was the only
No.
person that watched
It
you
was
play.
sold out,
I
but,
sat in a
like,
chair,
they
a
didn't give a
plastic chair,
fuck.
in the middle of this giant pavilion space, and I was
Yes.
rocking the fuck out. This is great.
We took
Like,
mushrooms.
Yeah, it was.
I remember it well,
We did
brother.
take mushrooms.
The sound of that ride right next
Yeah,
to us.
yeah, yeah. It
Dropping
was good.
people from like 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
It's stressful.
yeah. Fuck that. Fuck that.
It's stressful, bro. Anyway,
It was a good night. It was a great time. You guys are a great time. Great hang. Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
buddy.
Good, honest fun. Good, clean, honest fun.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is new? I mean, you guys have been writing music and working on new music. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, we actually just started kind of thinking about the next album, and we have a lot of songs we've come up with together on the road. Like, we'll be writing just a sound check or hanging out in the green room and come up with parts. So we have all these voice memos off our phones,
Yeah, sick.
from tour, and then, as you know, the demos from just hanging out the house. And
Yeah.
so now we're in the stage of like opening up these projects and writing, and want to have the guys like Ryan is the newest members of the band. So for the second album, I'm really the most excited to have the whole live sound of the band
Yeah.
on it, because the first one was more produced,
Yeah.
coming from a songwriter,
Yeah.
standpoint. And now we have this live dynamic, so we're excited to capture that for the second record. Yeah. So that's kind of our winter project and bit of touring and whatnot. But
And on the first record, there's one song, River, that
Yeah.
we recorded
Yes.
as a full band. And it was such a positive experience. Our friend Nick in Providence recorded. What's his last name? Nick
Coolidge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out Nick Coolidge. He's got a great space, and he's an old friend of Mike's, and of course we all vibe with him. He's just a great guy and a mega talent of a just musician and producer. So we knew we were going to have a great experience, but having it come to fruition was just so copacetic and so easy. You know, sometimes recording can be really hard, but we had played the song live so many times.
It's more like doing this, you know?
Yeah, it
no
was-
click track. Like
Yeah, it was-
recording at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the River. I think all the rhythm tracks in River are one take straight through. So it's there's no
Yeah.
splicing or cutting. We
Yeah.
played that as
I
one
really
live rhythm
enjoyed that.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do more of that. with the
Yeah,
second
and I
one.
want to do more of that too. And I like
It's-
that. I tried to preserve that as much with the EP as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked that we just tried to just track.
Yes.
You know, we did that when we came back home too. Like just track as much of it as possible with one take. You know, and
Yeah.
whatever we'll figure out the nuances and the fuck ups here and there.
Yeah,
But,
but
like
feels more
raw,
fluid, the essence
full
of it.
takes of everything
Yeah.
instead of punching
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Absolutely.
fuck up, just keep going.
Yeah.
It could be a great take.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. True.
And sometimes those little mess ups end up being like the greatest parts of a
The charm.
recording.
Yeah, and that's what
You know.
that's what Sugarshack's about, right? It's like real, raw live music. So
Yeah.
it's about the authenticity of the moment, you know, and the humanness of it, I guess. So.
Yeah.
But it's still such high quality audio and
Right.
visual. I mean,
Right.
audio.
And you let us
visual.
start over like once.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
get a few mulligans.
when I forgot
yeah.
the lyrics.
The
Although
T
we-
is out. We had to restart one or two songs.
No,
Yeah.
boy,
But
it's.
for the most part, we got some one takes. in
Yeah,
there.
you
some
guys
one
were
takes.
fucking
Most of them are one
crushing
takes.
it. Yeah, absolutely. We were mentioned it earlier. You mentioned Mike's process a little bit, and I would like to talk about that. Like, Mike, what is your songwriting process at home, and like, how do you get into a creative space? You know, you brought me into it, and you can like made a space conducive to create. So like, how do you do that? Like, what do you do to get into that headspace?
That's a great question. I love starting with drums and percussion for some reason. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but I get very inspired by rhythm. So I like to start with just thinking about a groove, a tempo, and a way that a rhythm is going to move before I even choose the chords. And usually that will inspire me enough where once the rhythm is moving, I can then pick up an instrument like keys or guitar and see what fits over that.
Yeah.
And usually lyrics and melodies will kind of follow naturally. But yeah, I've been loving that, starting with drums.
And what about even like on just like a mental level? Like, how do you get into a creative headspace? Do you have any rituals that like get you started?
Definitely smoking a spliff.
Yeah.
You know that, bro. You know that. This is for them. Bryce knows my rituals, brother.
I know. I'm
you're
just
gonna
trying to
make me
pull it
say
out of you.
Yeah. Mushrooms or whatever, you know. I do love to microdose. It's
Yeah.
become part of my life. I
Yeah.
mean, it's truly, it does. There's a veil that's kind of lifted, and
Yeah.
I don't want to rely on that like shortcut, you know what I mean?
Sure,
but
sure.
it does.
It's a good tool.
It's a comfortable space for me to be in. So I love nothing more than to just kind of cut loose, get in the studio, and
Yeah.
but the feeling of like not working but playing, that's important to me. Don't get too heady about it, what you're creating. And because when I think about the feeling I want the audience to experience, that's not a heady space. That's not something that I want to overthink. It's something I want to feel good and light. And, it can have a deep moment or something. But I try to think about what I'm sharing with the world and try to create from that feeling. So
Totally.
because the music ends up carrying that
Yeah.
mood, you know?
No, that's sick.
Yeah.
Badass. Awesome.
I call Mike like a vibe curator. You know,
It's true.
It's just amazing. We'll be in the room and, I think starting with rhythm is like a huge part of that, right? As a drummer, you can totally relate. But it's one of the.
He's
and-
like, I start and end. with
yeah,
it.
right. That's your world. But
I
but
am rhythm.
he is rhythm incarnate.
It's true.
No, but it's funny because I don't know if you've ever tried to record as a guitarist or a piano player to just a click, our tempo, our metronome. You can do a great take, but it can sound really robotic
Yeah.
and doesn't have that human
Forced,
groove
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
So when you're playing along to a drum groove, it changes everything. I love that you talk about a state of play because that's what I notice about. We'll find that state of play we'll start recording, and Mike's one of those guys where I'd be like, or Ryan is tapping something on the desk, and it's like working because he's tapping it and it's in the groove, and then Mike will just put a microphone up to the desk and be like, don't just keep doing that. Not like, let's make that really, let's find the right sounds to recreate that. He's like, no, you're doing it right now. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Record that. So that's a really cool thing you do. You're not shy to just start recording. What's the harm, right? If you don't like it, you can mute it, delete it. It's whatever. So
yeah, being less precious.
Being
and,
less
like,
precious.
moving in real time.
Yeah,
and then
just-
sometimes I'll get bogged down in the program. I'll be like, oh, we need to move this hit over 2 inches. And if he finds anybody getting to that space, he's like, later, mañana. Like, we can do that. We can do that later. Let's just go back to the play.
Stay in the flow.
Yeah, stay in the
I
have a
flow.
good
remember
time.
we were working on a track, Hot Like the Sun, and it got towards the end, and you just put a room mic in, and you just started handing everybody instruments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
And we just all grouped around and made something magical in that moment, you
True.
know, and it just
There it is.
became the end of the song.
We actually just did that out back. We just recorded
Yes, true.
something right there.
Oh, nice.
Can we hear it?
A voice memo?
Is it
what
ready?
was it? It was
It's the palm tree that I was shaking. Oh, sorry.
yeah. We just like
You always do- you
we just
always
like the
shake in
sound of the
weird
shaking
shit,
palm
yeah.
tree, so
Yeah. It's
we
cool, yeah.
recorded it.
What's the song with the rustling of the leaves?
Oh, zone, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to bring outside sounds
Yeah.
into the studio as well. And like also remember we don't close the windows all the time.
Yeah.
So you can hear like this. This is so
Yeah.
nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what
what-
we record outside. That's what it's all about.
He'll text me at like the random hours of the day. He'll be like, dude, you have to hear this pelican. Yeah, I was traveling. I heard this pelican, and I think it was chirping in a really cool rhythm.
That's so
and I'm there
cool.
like,
Chirping.
yeah, I hear it. Let's do it.
This pelican was
I
chirping.
never said that.
I never said that. A lot of inside jokes
I
in the
never
band.
said
Things we've never said.
He squeezed one in there. Nice.
If you follow Mike on Coyote Island on his Instagram, he does have a thing for birds. Sometimes
I
he's
love
just
birds.
zooming in on a bird.
All
and
the
he's just
animals.
Like,
Oh,
bye.
man.
Yeah.
There might be some
But
bird
birds-
quality on the next record.
Yeah.
We have some bird material.
Bird song.
There's a bird
Oh
song.
yeah. We should give him a little sample.
Speaking of, yeah, go ahead.
Mike loves going through voice memos.
Birds, come back to us. We love the energy you bring into the water. So this, yeah,
Who knows?
this is a story to that one, but I think we have other shit to talk about.
Speaking of stories behind songs,
Let's keep moving,
we should talk about one of the songs you played tonight, right?
True, yeah.
What was the song that you guys wanted to highlight tonight in the podcast?
So we were thinking to talk about a little bit more about "Shine Through the Darkness."
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's the last song on our album, and I'm hoping people make it through to the end to hear
The
that
treasure,
one. Yes.
the treasure at the end. Yeah.
But "Shine Through the Darkness" is a deep cut, and it's definitely a kind of introspective song about moving through dark times, you know. And I remember sitting at this. It was actually written on an organ, I don't know if you remember that melodeon. It's a pump organ.
Yeah.
So I wrote that late one night, and we've been playing it live on the guitar, and I think it translates pretty well. But the lyrics come from a pretty deep place, and kind of have helped me move through some of darker times. And so I'm just the intention that could be an offering to the audience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let's
Alright, cool.
sing a verse. Yeah. Verse and the chorus.
So that first verse, there was a time in my life I cared so much about having a lot of friends, you know, and the older you get and you get to know yourself sometimes, or life just gets happening, you get busy, you're hanging out with friends a bit less, and I think that's natural when you get older to want to be home more and whatnot. But I also felt like I was maybe pushing people away, or my energy had gotten too intense, you know, and everyone was like, peace. So I felt a bit isolated in this moment that I wrote the song. But at the same time, having my partner Brittany, having my band has become my family. So the first line, I'll just leave you with that and sing you the first verse. Seemed like I lost all my friends just so my family could find me. You know I cannot pretend that I don't have pain inside me. And honey, there's no end to the corridor of darkness. But follow me round the bend. There's a light up ahead, and it shines where the heart is. There's a light up ahead, and it shines where the heart is. Shine through the darkness.
Nice.
You guys heard that one already.
Amazing. It's cool to hear the story behind it, though, you know, and what a powerful song, man.
Thank you,
Amazing.
man.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have this. I come from a more folk background, way more than like reggae or any of that stuff. So it's nice to keep that thread of my roots in the sound.
100%.
I know you can relate. You like that stuff
Oh
too.
yeah, that's the part. That's the part for sure. We typically do a live Q&A with the band. Does anybody have any questions that come to mind? What's up, Mike, in the back? Ooh, who would you like to see perform on the Sugarshack?
That's a great question. You guys want to speak to that? I'll throw something out too.
You go first.
I would love to see. Damn, I'd love to see Tosh Sultana here. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be sick. Somebody in the crowd was like, "She's my favorite."
Have you guys had any of the Whalers come?
We've been working on that for. No, Arian shakes his head. Right, we've been working on that for a minute. Yeah, but that would be
A
amazing.
couple of them.
Yeah.
Couple too.
Our whole band, we really love a group called Hermanos Gutierrez. Oh, they would be an incredible,
sick.
an incredible vibe. Something that would totally fit in here, but would also be. It's a very unique Sugarshack. Just
Sounds
two guys, two guitars, and a whole lot of vibe. So yeah, Hermanos Gutierrez. Yeah, they're a
right.
huge inspiration for us, and just sonically, they do so much rhythmically with just two guitars. Dan Auerbach produced some of
You
their
should
more
get
recent
them. They're sick.
music.
Sick.
Yeah, they're absolutely incredible, and we probably start every morning with them. So we love them a lot. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you think, Eric?
I gotta give it to my boys Ripe. They're some really good friends.
Let's give it up for Ripe real quick.
Ooh.
You know Ripe. Yeah.
What if
there's
I
some-
told you that's happening?
Nice. They're some of our best buds. So I lived with those boys. Me and Amir did for about 4 years, and
Yeah.
I
big
just
old-
love their music and I love
can't
those
leak
people.
anymore. I can't
That's
say
all right, all right.
anymore. But,
Oh,
it's cool. I'll just
wow.
text Robbie real quick.
but yeah.
dude.
Keeping it out for that.
Well, just speaking about it
Yeah.
openly now that you opened it up. So just brace yourself, dude. Like,
Oh, I know. Fully
batten down
braced.
the hatches.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
ready
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
coolest
y'all might need to
thing
bolt
ever.
some more things
It's
down.
funny.
Yeah,
Picture them
like,
sitting
they're
down.
gonna burn this place up.
I love it. I'm here for it. That's awesome. Any other questions? Anybody got another question? What's up, Greg?
So in your new album, you had quite a few collaborations on there with
True.
Madashatu,
Yeah.
Girl, Mahali. How'd you go about bringing that all together?
Oh man.
Those are big artists in my opinion.
Great question.
Yeah,
In
they're
ours
big
too.
artists in ours too, and we're so grateful to be connected with them, like through our manager Ian and through our record label Ineffable, even through Sugarshack has like honestly connected us to a lot of people. So yeah, a lot of them we just reached out to see if they were interested, and luckily they seem to vibe with our music. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're grateful to have them on board. We wish actually Carter was down here. I texted Carter from Surfer Girl. I don't know if you guys know Surfer Girl, but we were wishfully thinking we could like get him to show up here tonight and do a song. But
That'd be sick.
yeah,
Carter's a special one for us because it's like we develop these relationships with these people we collaborate with. Some of them we know, some of them we don't. But Carter is somebody who has just become a really, really dear friend of ours and somebody we're gonna obviously keep on collaborating with. And yeah, we just love him, and his band is incredible. So
Yeah.
huge shout out to
Yeah,
Surfer
and a
Girl.
fellow Mainer.
Yeah, and a fellow Mainer.
he's part time.
Yeah. We'll give it to him. Though.
he's in
Part-time, yeah, he's-
LA.
We love him.
Any other questions from the crowd? Take one more. All right. Ooh, beard regimen.
Beard
What's the beard
regimen.
regimen?
We just
don't
sit-
shave.
Yeah, we just sit here and
just push hair out.
It's sitting
Like
in
a
a car
Play-Doh
for
thing.
4 hours
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah. Garrett
Yeah.
actually just shaved. So,
Yeah.
For this.
Oh yeah, you didn't really want to see it, to be honest.
I'll put a little leave-in conditioner every once in a while. But I don't like the beard oil because it gets on my phone. I'm like, hey, too much.
Guys, thanks so much for sitting down and hanging.
Of
It's
course,
been
Bryce.
amazing
Thank
to
you for
have
having
here.
us, guys.
Each of you, Mike, Ryan,
It's been a pleasure.
Amir, Garrett. Thank you,
guys.
fellas, so much.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
you.
Yeah,
Hey, make sure you're following. Oh shit! Make sure you're following Coyote Island on Instagram. Follow them on Spotify. Make sure you check them out live when they're on tour in a city near you. And that's a wrap on this episode of the Sugarshack podcast. Come on, let's give it up one more time. Let's give it up for Chef Greg and Jerry. Chef
We love you
Jerry in the
guys.
house. Steve and Ethan from Chartreuse and all of our amazing guests tonight. You guys have been amazing.
And
That's
give it
a
up for
wrap.
Bryce, y'all.
Yes.
Come on.
We love you, Bryce.
Bryce Cakes.
Yo, thanks to the whole crew.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, y'all. Have a great night. And that's a wrap.
Sugar Shack. Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
Tell me a Bryce Fred, this chicken. Bryce and beans. Bryce and Tiller. Bryce Box.